ladies. We hope your life is full of love and happiness. Today we will talk about 7 things to consider before divorce. Getting divorced, no one definitely likes to get to that point, but it may be inevitable and appropriate for all parties, especially if the relationship between the spouses began to fall apart and come to a standstill. A man may hold together when he separates from his wife, especially if he wants to associate with another woman or if he does not like his first wife. But the woman usually feels that part of her has been removed. So the divorce sometimes represents for the woman a disaster and a shock that she cannot get out of easily. To facilitate the divorce process for women, we will provide some information about divorce, simple tips, and things to consider before taking that step officially. Definition of divorce. What is divorce? Divorce is a dissolution of civil marriage pronounced by judgment. On the other hand, divorce dissolves the bond of marriage and leaves the spouses free to contract another. By virtue of the divorce, the spouses will recover their full capacity to enter into a new marriage. Divorce in Islam is the process of ending the marital relationship or marital bonding. This is what allows each former partner to marry another person. For me, divorce is the decision to put an end to a relationship that is difficult to continue, whether it is by one or both parties. You can also put the definition that you feel describes your condition or feeling. Causes of divorce. The numbers are worrying around the world, as a large percentage of marriages end in divorce. Divorce rate in USA is also on the rise. The following are the main common reasons that lead spouses to divorce. 1. Inability to communicate. One of the main reasons for divorce is the inability of both parties to communicate over time. This is known as conjugal mutism, where after a period of time, the two parties lose the ability to communicate together. This is what makes each party live alone, even if it is with his life partner. So life becomes monotonous and boring. The danger is that instead of evolving together, people take different paths and end up separating. Above all, do not hesitate to have an open-hearted discussion with your partner to maintain the link. 2. Emotional and physical abuse. There is no doubt that any relationship in life must be based on mutual respect. This also applies to the relationship between spouses. If your partner intends to harm you in any way, prepare divorce papers, then seek help from your attorney to get away from him as soon as possible. 3. Constant criticism. Constant criticism between the two parties is one of the reasons for divorce. Of course, constructive criticism helps improve the relationship and to become aware of certain things. However, if criticism is the dominant language between the two parties, sooner or later the marriage will end. This is why it is important to focus on the positive qualities of the other person and accept the fact that no one is perfect. 4. Her husband did not like, I feel like my husband doesn't like me. Husband doesn't want to be around me. What painful phrases, especially if they come out of the mouth of a woman who has lived her whole life for her husband and children. We have recently seen that a number of couples divorce after 39 years of marriage due to the lack of love between them. Whether it's a hasty marriage for whatever reason, an arranged marriage or otherwise, lack of love usually leads to emotional divorce, a condition in which spouses live apart from each other despite their presence in the same house, and this leads to a loss of affection. So sooner or later this marriage will end. Indeed, when times are tough, it is the love uniting the couple that allows them to move forward and stay together. How to prepare for divorce as a woman. I want a divorce. Certainly that's your right. But in order not to regret taking that step later, you have to think about a few things, where we will help you in this video to know some of them. 1. Depend on Allah. In this life, every human needs an extraordinary force to trust and rely on. Certainly this power will not be found except with your Creator. Whatever your religion, try to turn to Allah for help in any difficult circumstance you are going through. When a woman files for divorce, she may feel that she needs someone to support her psychologically and spiritually, because there's nothing more difficult than breaking up with a partner you loved, but who doesn't feel the same way. What a harsh feeling. So first try to express all the feelings inside you by talking to Allah. If you feel like crying, don't be shy about it. Cry until you feel comfortable, and rest assured there will be no disclosure of your secret. And be aware that as long as you are with Allah, you will be safe. 2. Take time to think I didn't talk about that step at first because you might feel confused at that point by feelings of anger and sadness. That's why I preferred this to be the second step. Success divorce usually relies on being careful and wise in making a decision at that stage. Think, even if you feel that your decision is decisive, try to think about the advantages you will get after the divorce, as well as the flaws that you can find in front of you after taking that step. 3. Source of income. The effect of divorce may be negative for women in many cases, especially if she does not have a source of income. Therefore, before proceeding with the formal divorce proceedings, you should think about the money. If you work, that's okay. But if you're a housewife and dedicate all your time and effort to your family, here it is necessary to find a solution that suits you. Fortunately, it is now possible to work from home. This will work for you if you have children who need your care. All you have to do now is think, then write the jobs that fit your abilities on a piece of paper, then choose what you want. For example, article writing, data entry, marketing, story writing, and more. Even if you don't know what you love or what you are good at, don't give up. Try until you find what you want. 4. The house. There is no doubt that after the divorce you will leave the marital home, so you have to think about where you will live. Will you be able to go back to your parents' house? Or do you want independence in your life and self-reliance? Usually I prefer the woman back to her parents' house, even if she has children, as the father and mother will be your biggest support at such a stage. On the other hand, if you want to build a new independent life, this is also possible, but it may take some time to provide adequate housing. 5. Prepare to face the community. Despite the progress and awareness spread in the world, there are some people who still look at divorced women absurdly. The matter does not stop there, as some sentences can be heard from them, such as disadvantages of marrying a divorced woman, never marry a divorced woman, and a lot of other silly sentences. And not only that, but a divorced woman is called a second hand in some places, and this certainly reflects nothing but ignorance. Of course, it doesn't matter how people think. But what I care about now is to prepare yourself to deal with such people. I don't know where you live and what the culture of your country is, but I know how women, especially divorced women, are subjected to many unfair comments. Don't justify your decisions to anyone. You don't have to. Put an end to anyone trying to harass or annoy you just because you're divorced. For example, if a co-worker or someone not close to you asks why you got divorced, don't be shy. Count from 1 to 4, take a breath, and then tell him while you look into his eyes, why do you ask? Train yourself on such responses and do not be afraid. This is your life. 6. Ask for help. We all know how divorce changes a woman, especially if she loves her ex-husband with all her heart. In this case, the divorce may affect the psychological state of the woman significantly. So it is important to select an honest person to talk to. This person could be a father, mother, brother, sister, friend, etc. The important thing is to trust him and talk to him about whatever you feel without fear or shame. Moreover, if you do not want to talk to close people, you can try seeking help from a psychologist. As the most important thing at that stage is not to feel alone and face it alone. Remember that you still have a chance to start a new life after divorce. 7. Children. If you have children, decide whether they will live with you or their father after the divorce. In addition, a method of caring for them must be determined, especially if they are still young. Also, the parents' agreement on a particular way of bringing up their children must be taken into account, so that the separation of parents does not negatively affect the psychological state of the children. In the end, they are not to blame for your separation as spouses. Conclusion. As we come to the end of this video, I want to emphasize the importance of careful consideration when facing the possibility of divorce. It is a deeply personal and life-altering decision that should not be taken lightly. Remember, every situation is unique, and seeking professional guidance, such as therapy or counseling, can provide valuable insight and support during this challenging time. Take the time to reflect on these 7 considerations and explore all possible avenues before reaching a final decision. Thank you for joining us today and being part of this discussion. If you found this video helpful, consider subscribing to our channel for more valuable content on relationships, personal growth, and navigating life's challenges. Remember, you are not alone and there is support available. Wishing you strength, clarity, and peace as you navigate this journey. With warm regards,